Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into one of the absolute most beautiful, extraordinary, and just truly inspiring narratives you'll find in the Quran. We're talking about the story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him. And wow, this is just a profound journey. It's a story of incredible patience, unwavering faith, and forgiveness. It really shows us the sheer power of trusting Allah, even, and maybe especially, when you're placed in literally the darkest possible moments of your life. So let's just jump right in.
Seriously, what would you do if your own brothers betrayed you? I mean, really put yourself in those shoes for a second. Imagine facing the ultimate betrayal, being thrown into a pitch-black well by your own flesh and blood, then sold as a slave, falsely accused of a terrible crime, and just locked away in prison for years. Sounds completely impossible to endure, right? Yet throughout all of this immense suffering, Prophet Yusuf never ever lost his faith in God.
Section 1. A special dream. So, Prophet Yusuf was the deeply, deeply beloved son of his father, Prophet Yaqub. He was raised with so much incredible love, but it was actually a remarkable event during his childhood that set this whole epic story into motion. One day, as a young boy, Yusuf had this absolutely amazing dream. He saw 11 stars, the sun and the moon, all bowing before him. Imagine seeing that. Naturally, an excited young Yusuf told his father all about it. Prophet Yaqub immediately understood what it meant. He knew Allah had chosen Yusuf for a truly great purpose. But, knowing the family dynamics, he gave Yusuf a very strict warning. He said, "Do not tell your brothers about this dream," because, well, they were already intensely jealous of him.
Section 2. The Jealous Brothers.
Despite Yaqub's best efforts, the brothers clearly saw just how much their father adored Yusuf, and a dark, consuming jealousy really began to grow in their hearts, until it escalated into a terrible, concrete plan. It's like a three-step nightmare. Step 1, they conspired to take Yusuf far away from home. Step 2, they ruthlessly threw him into a deep, dark well. And Step 3, they went back to their father with a totally false, heartbreaking story, claiming that a wolf had attacked and killed him. When Prophet Yaqub heard this, man, he was absolutely shattered. Yet he remained patient and just trusted Allah. Meanwhile, you have young Yusuf, left completely isolated in the terrifying, pitch-black darkness of that well. But here's the thing. He wasn't truly alone. Allah had not abandoned him.
Section 3. Sold as a slave. Just when it seemed like Yusuf's life was practically over at the bottom of a well, this totally unexpected turn of events happened. Not long after being thrown in, a traveling caravan just happened to pass by. When they lowered their bucket down to get some water, they were completely shocked to pull up a young boy instead. Talk about a surprise. They took him far away to Egypt, where he was sold as a slave. But remember, Allah had a greater plan for him. Yusuf ended up being purchased by a noble official who actually treated him kindly. He raised him well in his household. And as the years went by, Yusuf grew into this remarkable young man, widely known and highly respected for his sharp intelligence, his honesty, and just his pristine, flawless character.
Section 4. The Great Test.
But of course, a life of comfort in the nobleman's house wasn't the end of his trials. As a young, handsome, and honorable man, Yusuf was about to face a severe moral dilemma. The wife of the nobleman attempted to tempt him into sin, but Yusuf, holding tightly onto his faith, feared Allah and bravely refused her advances. And because he chose to do the right thing, she falsely accused him, and he was eventually thrown straight into prison. Just imagine that for a second. You are a completely innocent man, stripped of your freedom and locked up strictly for doing the right thing. It's wild. Yet incredibly, Yusuf never once complained. Even behind bars, he stayed patient. He continued to worship Allah, and he treated literally everyone around him with incredible kindness.
Section 5. The Gift of Interpreting Dreams.
Okay, so it was actually within those dark prison walls that his unique, divine abilities really came to light. While he was locked up, he met two fellow inmates who had these super troubling dreams, and with Allah's help, Yusuf correctly interpreted them. Now, this reputation set the stage for a massive, national event years later. The king of Egypt himself had a mysterious dream that completely baffled all of his top advisors. In this dream, on one side, he saw 7 fat cows and 7 green ears of grain. But on the other side, 7 thin cows eating the fat ones and 7 dry ears of grain. When absolutely no one else could solve this mystery, Yusuf was finally brought out of prison and stood right before the king to explain exactly what it meant.
And his entire interpretation hinged on this single, absolutely crucial number, 7. Yusuf explained that the dream meant Egypt was going to experience exactly 7 years of great abundance and plentiful harvests.
But that would be followed directly by 7 years of severe, devastating famine. When he laid it all out, the king was absolutely amazed by Yusuf's incredible wisdom and foresight. It was a real game changer.
Section 6. From Prison to Power.
This single revelation completely changed the trajectory of Yusuf's life. After proving his complete innocence regarding those past accusations, Yusuf wasn't just released from prison, he was skyrocketed to the top. The king actually appointed him to directly manage the entire country's resources. Yusuf spent those 7 years of abundance carefully, strategically preparing Egypt for the coming crisis. And when those difficult years of famine finally hit, Egypt was ready. They had enough food, while all the surrounding lands desperately suffered. So people from distant regions had to travel all the way to Egypt just to seek help and buy rations. And in this massive twist of fate, among those travelers were Yusuf's very own brothers. They stood right there before the powerful official of Egypt, begging for food, with absolutely zero idea that they were speaking to the little brother they had thrown into a well decades ago.
Section 7. The Emotional Reunion.
For a little while, Yusuf actually interacted with them without revealing who he was, just sort of observing them. But eventually, the moment of truth arrived. When Yusuf finally revealed his true identity to them, his brothers were utterly shocked. I mean, they were terrified. They clearly remembered the horrific betrayal they had committed against him as a child, and now he had the absolute power to just destroy them. But Yusuf did something truly extraordinary. Instead of taking the revenge he could have so easily claimed, he forgave them. He told them that Allah had turned their past wrongdoing into something remarkably good. He chose immense, unimaginable mercy. Soon after this incredible act of forgiveness, Prophet Yaqub and the entire family journeyed to Egypt and were joyfully, tearfully reunited. Everything came full circle. His family honored him, bowing in respect. And you know what that means, right? The very dream Yusuf had seen as a young boy, the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowing to him, had finally, miraculously come true, exactly as Allah had shown him all those years before.
Section 8. Lessons from the story.
Now, this narrative isn't just a captivating piece of history. It's so deeply instructive for us today. First, it shows us that patience ultimately brings success, even when it takes years and years. Second, the hardships we face are very often a necessary part of Allah's greater unseen plan. It's like a giant puzzle. Third, it teaches us the vital importance of remaining faithful during our most difficult times. And finally, perhaps most importantly, it shows us the sheer power of forgiveness. Think about it. Yusuf had every single logical reason to hate his brothers for stealing his childhood, yet he chose mercy instead. That choice, right there, that is the absolute definition of true greatness.
Section 9. Conclusion.
From the suffocating darkness of an abandoned well to stepping into the supreme leadership of an entire nation, the journey of Prophet Yusuf is simply one of the most remarkable stories ever told. It serves as an eternal reminder that no matter how difficult or unfair our circumstances might seem in the moment, Allah is always in control. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to really reflect on today. Knowing this story, how can you trust Him to turn your greatest trials into your greatest blessings? Seriously, think about the wells you might feel trapped in right now, and how they might just be the very first step in a much grander design. Well, if you enjoyed this explainer and this deep dive into the source material, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories from Islamic history. Thank you so much for watching, and peace be upon you all.